about what I think is one of the most fun ways that we can sell, that we can serve our customers today. And let me see where, okay, awesome. We've got Mary. Good morning, Mary. By the way, I don't know how my mic is, and I'm hoping it's okay on my laptop. My dog literally ate my microphone cover. So I'm hoping it's okay. I'm going to get a new one on order today. Laura, good morning. Oh, it's so good. So good to see you. And I know, so we talked about this a little bit last week. So some of you who are joining live are in the 10K club. So for those of you who were there live for last week's call, we talked about this, but I want to do a deeper dive into this conversation today, which is about the impression of increase. Patty, good morning. Kalua, good morning. Oh, it's so good to see everyone. Hello. So, and if you're joining, as always, if you're joining on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, please pop me a comment. That's the only way that I know you're here. And I want to know, what are you grateful for this morning? I love starting these off with gratitude and celebration. And I'm grateful because I watched an incredible interview with Joe Dispenza and Jay Shetty this morning on YouTube, and so powerful. I'm actually going back through it for the second time, and I posted like a big aha I had on my stories just a few minutes ago, so you can go and check that. But the topic for today was really inspired for me by the podcast interview that's out today on She Sells Radio. And I don't know if anybody's had the chance to listen to it yet. Let me know if you have in the comments. But it was probably one of my favorite. And I've done 110 now. And every guest is phenomenal. Every conversation is phenomenal. But there was something about this one that was just like, it was next level. So I cannot encourage you enough to go listen if you haven't yet. It's with this beautiful woman named Marie Claire, who went from literally being homeless, bankrupt, sleeping in her car, to creating a 7-figure business. And she talks in the interview about how she did it. And one of the biggest things that she attributes it to, because I asked her, like, when you are in your car, and she has a son who has some disabilities, and she, is taking care of him at the same time, like 16-year-old mom, moved here from, oh gosh, where did she move? Haiti? Maybe not Haiti, but anyway, like really intense backstory. And I asked, like, when you were sleeping in your car and you didn't know where your next meal was going to come from, and you were trying to take care of your son, like what do you attribute your ability to get through that time? And she said it's something called the impression of increase. So I wanted to just spend some time with you all this morning talking about that, and talking about how you can start to integrate that into your day, into your being, into your sales conversations, your businesses. So let me just check comments before we get into that. Kalua is saying grateful for my goddess. Oh, Kalua, I love that. Yes, she always knows. She's always your guide. That's beautiful. Priya. Oh, Jay Shetty, the videos are great. Yes, they're so good. My husband and I were watching the interview together this morning, and our son Jack was looking at Jay. He was like, oh, waving at him. And I was like, everybody loves Jay Shetty. I mean, who doesn't love Jay Shetty? Patty, oh, I'm grateful for you. Oh, I'm grateful for you too. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. I know you've been traveling a lot, but I hope to see you on a group call maybe tomorrow. I've missed your face, sister. So, okay. So let's talk about this. And I don't have like a bunch of notes pre-planned. I just wanted to share from the heart what this means to me, and how I would invite you to think about this today. So the impression of increase comes from a book called The Science of Getting Rich, which I know many of you have read. And if you haven't, highly recommend it. Chapter 14, though, Wallace Waddle is the author, and what a name, right? But he talks about this thing called the impression of increase. And so essentially what it means and why it matters to you, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're in sales, is we want to know that everyone is seeking what he calls increase. So we are wired, you are wired, I am wired, we are wired for expansion. You are wired for continual expansion, for fuller expression, which means more money, more beauty, more love, more abundance, more fun, more prosperity. That's why has anyone ever had the experience? Let me know in the comments where there's a big goal that you're going after. Maybe it's an income goal, maybe it's a sales goal, maybe it's like buying a house, maybe it's a life goal. And all of your energy is focused on hitting that. And you hit it. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is like, you celebrate, right? It feels amazing. Maybe you go out to dinner with some friends. Maybe you you take a week and you go on vacation to celebrate that big amount of money you just brought in. Maybe you run a marathon and you have your best time. I personally don't know about that one, but I know some of you probably do. Maybe you run a marathon, you have your best time. And then what happens after that high wears off? Who's had that experience where suddenly it's like you kind of start feeling antsy again and you start looking for what's next. And then we can make ourselves wrong too. How many of you have, like, give me a heart or give me a yes if you've made yourself wrong for wanting more? But the reason why that feels bad when you make yourself wrong for wanting more is that you are wired to continuously have more. You are wired to be more. You are wired to do more. You are wired to give more. Thank you for the hearts. So we have to know that it goes against your nature to not be continuously experiencing more expansion, abundance, beauty, joy. Thank you for the hearts. Gratitude, love. Like that's actually part of what I loved about the interview I was listening to this morning with Jay and Dr. Joe is Jay asked Joe, what do you think the purpose of life is? And I'm always interested to hear from people who I really respect and who have experienced the miraculous, who live at a whole different level than most of us do. And Dr. Joe's response was, it's that fuller experience, right? You're here in a physical world. So it's that experience. You're here to have that experience of fun and joy and pleasure and bliss and the physical stuff, right? And the next level love and expansion. And so when we make ourselves wrong for that, then we get off track. But what I want to bring this back to in terms of your sales and your business processes, just like that's what you're wired for. Nancy, good morning. Just like that's what you're wired for, that's what your clients are wired for too. Have you thought about that? Like the people you serve, the people you either serve or want to serve, that's how they're wired. They want more love, more joy, more money, more freedom, more expansion, greater experience. And so our job as service providers, as consultants, as coaches, as entrepreneurs, as salespeople, is to help them connect with how they can achieve that greater expansion in the process of working with you, as long as, and this is the most important part, that it is in integrity and that you can actually help them accomplish that. But so we want to learn how to help that person live into their vision and help that person live into their next level. Is this making sense? So with this impression of increase, then what we want to be thinking about is your clients continuously want more. They want that. And so our job and how we can sell powerfully and how we can give powerfully and how we can help them achieve next level results is by helping them connect with that impression of increase for them, which is part of why in your sales conversations, you want to be connecting with somebody's vision. What does life look like when you're unlimited? One of my favorite questions to ask my clients when they're applying for one of my programs is, if there were no consequences or limitations, what would be different for you I work in a lot of like 90-day increments. So some of my programs are longer, some are shorter. But if there were no consequences or limitations, Sherry, good morning. What would life look like? Like, what would life look like for you in 90 days? What would be different for you? And so helping people dream bigger, right? Because we are only limited, you're only limited, your clients are only limited by our past experiences and by our paradigms that are telling us to play small, right? That we can only have so much money, so much abundance, so much opportunity. And so we have to help people. We want to be continuously creating and giving that impression of increase to others. And that means that both So Wallace Wattles in this book says that you're giving the impression that you personally are increasing. So, and it's not, he also says, and this is important, this doesn't mean you're bragging. Anytime you find someone who's bragging or boastful, they're secretly afraid. Okay. So it's not that you're bragging, but it's just that you carry, it's almost intangible. Like because you have become such a master of these principles in your own life, and because you've given yourself permission to expand and increase and have more, and you're starting to experience that for yourself, even in perhaps small ways at first, but you can tell that you personally are increasing. You carry that energy with you and you convey that impression with you in all of your client interactions. And then when you also want to help that other person hold that vision of increase for them. So helping them see themselves at that next level, helping them tap into that unlimited version of themselves, of their business, of their health, of whatever the outcome is that you're helping them achieve, and helping them feel that increase even just when they're talking with you. Elizabeth, good morning. I'm so glad you're here. And he says in the book, like, you want to convey this to every person who you interact with, whether you're actively selling something or not. Even if you're giving, he says, even if you're giving a child a stick of candy, convey the impression of increase to that person. So help them see themselves as more, as greater, as more expansive, more unlimited, and they will then start to see it for themselves too. And what I love and what's so powerful about what he says in this book is that men and women who you've never heard of, who you've never connected with, will be drawn to you, will be pulled into you to do business with you and to work with you, because it's kind of like you're working with spirit. If you think about it, you're working with the divine. You are helping other people achieve more of their divine. I feel like I'm like super Italian, like with the hands today, but you're helping other people achieve more of their greatness, of their divine nature. And so in so doing, the right people are going to be drawn to you. And that's how you co-create powerfully. That's how we tap into quantum leaps in our sales and our business, when we show up this way. And with the podcast today, again, you've got to go listen. It's so powerful. But Marie Claire talks about even when she was homeless, living in her car, like no money, that I think she said her mom had taught her this, that she always was to give off that impression of increase. And so for her, it was like, put your heels on, put your earrings on, like look the part before the part has actually unfolded in your life, but carry that energy, that confidence with you, that you personally are increasing, and that you're then giving that to other people as well. So if you have questions on this, like if you have specific questions related to your business, your sales process, and how you can incorporate this impression of increase, let me know. I think that's, like I said, I didn't really pre-plan today. I just knew I wanted to talk with you about this and just kind of channel whatever came through. So if you have questions, pop them in the comments and I can do some coaching. Megan, oh my gosh, how are you? How's the family? It's so good to see you here. I've always felt that you do a nice job at giving off the impression of increase. Thank you for being an inspiration. Oh, Megan, thank you. Well, and I would say same to you. I appreciate that. And it's just fun, right? Like it feels good. And when you learn everything that I've learned from amazing mentors, amazing coaches, like just been so blessed to study under some of the most phenomenal people in the world. And when you learn this stuff and you learn how to heal yourself from the inside out, and then you learn how that translates into everything you ever wanted, more sales, more clients, more friendships, more love, more expansion, more fun, you don't want to keep it to yourself. You want to share it. Like, this is going to sound corny, but this morning I was taking my shower and getting ready, and I just felt like this heart surge. Again, like if you've been there, you know it, right? And all the stuff is experiential. You have to know it to kind of know what I'm talking about here. But I just felt this like profound gratitude for knowing this, and having not only like not knowing it consciously, but having had the experiences of just the miraculous in my life. And then say, like, I want everyone to have that. I want you to, if you're here today, like whether you've had that or not, you can have that. And I want you to have that, because when you do this, you feel so good. You don't want to keep it to yourself. You just want to give, you want to heal, you want to let other people have those experiences as well. And that is really what it's about. Like being in that impression of increase, you feel so good. You just want to share it. You just want to you just want other people to feel this good too. Laura's saying, what thoughts help you feel more of the power of increase? Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, Laura. Um, so I think, what thoughts help you? So one of the things that I do that's been really powerful, and I learned this from a woman named Peggy McCall, but create a power life script where it's like, it's your affirmations in like a script form about your life. And so I'm going to teach this in the 10K club. So you'll get my kind of like my version of this. Again, learned it from Peggy McCall. She's the original creator of this, but it's been really powerful. And it's like every morning, that's actually, I do it at least 3 times throughout the day, listening to myself reading a script of my life as I desire it, that creates that feeling. So it's kind of like a scripting of your life and your day, but it has affirmations built into it that help you start off in that way of increase. I think the other thing is just conscious awareness throughout the day of ways in which you're being blessed, ways in which you are expanding. So I started keeping, and Lori, who's in our group as well, I think you know Lori, she talked about this too, like a manifestation journal. And at night, I just have fun with it. And I notice, like, what were the things that showed up in my physical world today that felt like an increase? Or what were the things, and it can be little things. And it can be like I started having just interesting, like actually psychic experiences, like knowing people's names when I walk in a place, like knowing situations about people before they tell me anything. And so for me, that feels like increase. So I've been like journaling about that recently. Thank you for the hearts, and like putting that in the journal. It's like, wow, thank you. This is fun. I like this. Like, this is enjoyable. It's interesting. And so whatever it is, like keeping track of how you're increasing. And it could also just be like, I felt like my highest priority and intention now throughout the day is to keep my heart open and to be in alignment and to be in joy and bliss and to let everything else unfold as it's supposed to. And so that to me is the way of increase. And that is like keeping track of that. Like today I felt good longer. You know, I was in gratitude longer. I was in joy longer. And then I had a synchronicity. I had something happen. I had this client reach out from out of the blue. I had like whatever, and just noticing. So I hope that helps. Laura, to your question, let me just check comments. Cara, oh, I was thinking about you this morning. It's great to see you. I just finished listening to the new podcast episode, and it's really a powerful one. I felt so inspired. Oh, you're so welcome, Cara. Yes. This is going to be like, yeah, listen to that again. I'm going back at it. So it's episode 110. It's the one that's out today. I'm going to listen to it again and again. I invite each of you to do it as well, because it was so powerful. Oh, good morning. And I don't know your name, but I know you're saying hi, good morning. Great. Thank you. How are you? So anyway, so that is it. If anybody has any other questions on impression of increase, on the podcast episode from today, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise we will wrap for today, but please go like check that out, listen to it, and practice that impression of increase. And if you want to read about it in Science of Getting Rich, it's chapter 14. So you can go in and read about it. You can also there's recordings on YouTube where you can listen to the recording, but it's going to be one of the most powerful things that helps you grow your business, that helps you grow your sales. And it's kind of one of those intangibles that is just so powerful. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Michelle, good morning. Yeah, definitely watch the replay. All right, my friends. Well, as always, send me a DM if you have questions on this. We are opening up enrollment for Sedona right now, which I'm so excited. I've got more details coming for you soon. We'll have the landing page built out for you in the next week or two, but we are doing early bird ticket pricing for the next probably month-ish. So it'll be about half the price for early bird. I know some of you have already messaged me and said, You want to get in, you want to get on the wait list, you want to be notified when tickets are available. So send me a DM if you send me a DM if you're interested in that. And I'm so excited. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be next level. I'm so excited. All right, my loves, I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here today, and go out and convey that impression of increase to everyone you serve today, whether they're a client or not, and just watch how things unfold for you in a more powerful and magical way. All right, have a beautiful day. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.